Let's be real. There's nothing quite like the feeling of winning a championship. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, raising that AFC Championship trophy back in January was a big deal. But now, a few months later, the team's been handed something just as shiny: custom AFC Championship rings. Yeah, they're flashy. Yeah, they sparkle. But here's the thing. Are they truly fulfilling? So here's the scoop. The Chiefs gathered recently for a private ceremony where players, coaches, and staff received their 2024 AFC title rings. The event was elegant, the mood celebratory, but something was in the air. And it wasn't just the glint of diamonds. It was a feeling, a sense that, even in celebration, there was unfinished business. Now let's break this down. An AFC Championship ring is no small honor. It means you were the best in your conference. It means you fought through the toughest matchups in the AFC and came out on top. That's not nothing, but for a team like the Chiefs, a team used to winning it, all that ring starts to feel less like a trophy and more like a reminder. Even Patrick Mahomes, as competitive and composed as he is, didn't seem over the moon. And Travis Kelce? He called it bittersweet. That says a lot, because when a player of Kelce's caliber gets handed a ring and still feels like something's missing, you know what the real goal is: Super Bowl or bust. Think about this. If you were a Chiefs player, would you be satisfied with just the AFC ring? Or would it just make you hungrier for the Super Bowl one? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 4,000 subscribers, and every click gets us closer. This season, those rings aren't a destination. They're motivation. And in the next chapter, we're going to break down how Mahomes and Kelce really felt about it, and what it tells us about where this team's head is right now. All right, let's get into the, reactions, because this is where things get interesting. You've probably seen championship ring ceremonies before. Big grins, guys showing off their bling, that whole vibe of, we did it. But this one? It hit a little differently, and no one showed that better than Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Let's start with Mahomes. When he slipped on that AFC Championship ring, there was a nod, a quick smile, but no real celebration. You could almost see it in his eyes. This wasn't the ring he wanted. Sure, he's proud of what the team accomplished. Winning the AFC again isn't easy, especially with how competitive the conference has gotten. But you just know Pat's standards are sky high. For him, that ring is more of a reminder of the one that got away. It's not the final prize, it's a pit stop on the way to another Lombardi trophy. Now Kelce, he was even more vocal. When asked about the ring, he didn't sugarcoat it. He flat out called it bittersweet, and that's a powerful word coming from a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. You could hear the respect for the accomplishment in his tone, but also the disappointment. For Kelce, the AFC ring is proof they got close, but not close enough. That kind of reaction says a lot about the culture inside the Chiefs' locker room. This isn't a team content with just being good. They want to be legendary. And when your biggest stars are openly saying, this isn't enough, it sets the tone for everybody else. It also brings up a question for you. Whose reaction do you vibe with more? Mahomes, who's quietly motivated, or Kelce, who lets his frustration show? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to see what side fans are on. And while you're at it, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to hit 4,000 subscribers, and your support helps keep this Chiefs community growing strong. Coming up next, we're digging into the design and meaning of that AFC Championship ring. Trust me, it's got some details you don't want to miss, and a few things that show why it just doesn't compare to a Super Bowl ring. Okay, let's talk about the ring itself. Because if you haven't seen it yet, this year's AFC Championship ring is a serious piece of jewelry. We're talking gold, diamonds, red stones, custom engravings, the works. The Chiefs didn't hold back on style, and honestly, it looks amazing. But here's the catch. Even with all that sparkle, this ring still feels like second place. The front of the ring proudly displays the Chiefs' arrowhead logo, front and center, covered in rubies and diamonds. Surrounding it are the words AFC Champions in bold letters, with the year 2024 carved in underneath. On one side, there's the score of the AFC Championship game against the Ravens, a win that proved the Chiefs still own the conference. The other side is personalized with the player's name and number, plus the phrase, "back to the bowl." Now that last part, "back to the bowl," says a lot. It's not just about celebrating a win. It's about the journey to the Super Bowl. This ring is a reminder that the Chiefs were almost there. Close enough to feel it, but not close enough to wear the ring that really matters. And that's where the comparison kicks in. Because next to a Super Bowl ring, the AFC ring is like a really great appetizer, but it's not the full meal. Super Bowl rings are bigger, flashier, and way more symbolic. They don't just say, "We made it." They say, "We finished it." But let me throw this one to you. Do you think the AFC Championship ring design is cool as is, or should it be toned down so it doesn't compete with the Super Bowl version? Vote in the poll or drop a comment. Cool ring or too much for second place? Also, if you're enjoying this breakdown, help us out by hitting that like button and subscribing. We're pushing toward 4,000 subs, and every single one counts. Next up, we're going to talk about how this ring isn't just a reminder of last season. It's fuel for the one ahead. The mindset of this team is shifting, and it's clear they've got something to prove. So here's where things start to turn. That AFC Championship ring, sure, it's shiny and impressive. But for this Chiefs team, it's not about what the ring is. It's about what it represents. And the message is clear. Close isn't good enough. What's fascinating is how the Chiefs are using that ring as motivation. It's not a symbol of glory, it's a reminder that they didn't finish the job. Patrick Mahomes has said it before, every time they fall short, it lights a fire. That AFC ring, it's the kind of fire starter championship teams thrive on. Veteran players like Travis Kelce and Chris Jones don't need extra motivation, but now they've got it. Every time they look at that ring, it's not "look what we did," it's "look what we missed." And that's a mindset that's dangerous for every other team in the league. Andy Reid, you know he's leaning into this too. He's one of the best at taking a moment, good or bad, and turning it into fuel. He doesn't let success make his guys complacent. He uses it to sharpen them. That's how dynasties are built. And with the Chiefs, you can feel it. They're not satisfied. It reminds me of 2021 when they lost the Super Bowl to the Bucs. The next season, they came back hungrier. Same thing after losing to the Bengals in the 2022 AFC title game. What did they do? They stormed back and won the Super Bowl. This team responds every single time. So let me ask you, do you think rings like this really keep a team hungry? Or is it just part of the job? Yes or no? Drop your answer below. Let's see where the fan base stands on this one. And hey, while you're here, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're grinding toward 4,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Now let's look ahead. What does this mindset mean for the road to Super Bowl likes? In the final chapter, we're breaking down what's next for Kansas City. All right, so we've broken down the rings, the reactions, and the mindset. But now it's time to ask the big question. What's next for the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, for starters, this team isn't sitting still. The offseason might feel quiet to some fans, but for Mahomes and company, it's already the starting line for the next run. You better believe they're already thinking about Super Bowl likes. Patrick Mahomes has made it clear. He's not chasing stats, he's chasing greatness. He's got 2 rings already, but that hunger, still there. You can see it in how he trains, how he talks, and how he leads. Every season is a new opportunity, and for Pat, that AFC ring is just another reason to push harder. Same goes for Travis Kelce. Even with all the attention and headlines he draws when it comes to football, he's locked in. He's talked about unfinished business, and with his legacy already Hall of Fame worthy, you know he wants another ring on that hand. And let's not forget about the defense. Guys like Nick Bolton and Trent McDuffie, young, explosive, and ready to take the next step. Chris Jones still anchoring the line. Steve Spagnuolo's unit is deep, experienced, and dangerous. What's next is clear. Training camp, preseason, and then 17 games of trying to prove once again that the road to the Super Bowl runs through Kansas City. And with the chip on their shoulders from last season, don't be surprised if the Chiefs come out swinging. So here's the final question for you. Are you confident this team can make it back to the big stage? Will the Chiefs finish what they started? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, you're clearly part of the Chiefs' kingdom, so make it official. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Let's hit 4,000 subscribers together and keep this community growing strong. The ring may not be the one they wanted, but you better believe it lit a fire. And the league, they've been warned.